Breaking news. Once again, the Edo State Labour Party Guber candidate Olumide Akpata escapes court disqualification. The immediate past president of the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) and the governorship candidate of the Labour Party in Edo State, Olumide Anthony Akpata, on Friday escaped being disqualified from the governorship race by the Federal High Court in Abuja. A suit seeking his disqualification from the September 21st gubernatorial elections was dismissed by Justice Obiora for being incurably incompetent and lacking in merit. This is the second time such a suit seeking termination of his governorship ambition would be thrown out. Justice Ewu Ato, in his judgment in a suit marked FHC/ABJ/CS/472/2024, held that the case was instituted outside the 14-day prescribed by Section 285 of the 1999 Constitution. Another Labour Party governorship aspirant, Kenneth Imasabon, had filed the suit, wherein he prayed the court to nullify the candidacy of Akpata alongside his running mate Oluyinka Faith on various grounds. Among others, Kenneth Imasabon alleged that both the governorship candidate and the running mate supplied false information in their Form EC-9 to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to secure clearance for the election. He claimed that Akpata used Olumide Anthony Akpata and Akpata Olumide Osavoro interchangeably in several documents submitted to the Labour Party and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). The gross of Imasabon was that Akpata Olumide Anthony and Akpata Olumide Osagbovo are not the same person and cannot be the same person. In the same vein, the governorship aspirant claimed that Oluyinka Faith, allegedly used by the Labour Party governorship running mate, was not the same person and cannot be the same person. So the plaintiff asked the court to hold that they supplied false information in their documents and therefore declared them ineligible, declared them unfit, deceitful, and disqualified from participating in the coming September 22 governorship elections in Edo State. Mr. Kenneth also alleged that Akpata held dual citizenship of a sovereign country, noted that this goes against the provisions of the Nigerian laws. He demanded that Akpata would be ordered to pay the sum of 50,000 as cost of litigation. Akpata, however, denied all the allegations in his counter affidavit and also asked the court to dismiss the suit for being statute barred, having been filed outside the 14-day permitted by the law for any pre-election suit. The process filed by Oluyinka Faith were, however, struck out by the justice on the grounds that they were filed out of time. In the justice's judgment, he held that the cause of the action for Imasabon arose on March 24th when the names of Akpata and his running mate were submitted by the Labour Party to INEC. The judge held that Kenneth, who filed the suit on April 12, did so outside the 14 days stipulated by the law. The justice also noted that the suit was instituted 17 days when the cause of action arose, thereby rendering the suit barred. He subsequently dismissed the suit on the ground that it could no longer be entertained by the court, and the judge did not award any cost to any of the parties. So, Olumide Akpata is good to go. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Kenneth Imasabon had failed to sack Olumide Akpata as the Labour Party candidate. Let's not forget that Mr. Kenneth, a year back had also decamped to the Labour Party. Yes, where he picked up the card of the Labour Party before the conduct of their primary elections in Edo State. So I guess he's just doing this to undermine the candidateship of Olumide Akpata as the Labour Party flag bearer in the state. I'm sure he's doing all this because he failed to clinch to the party's ticket. And since he did not clinch to the party's tickets, he wants Olumide Akpata to go down with him. So Mr. Kenneth is also known as Mr. Rice, Mr. Rice Man in Edo State. I mean, he's a very popular person in Edo, but then he approached the court that the court should dismiss Olumide Akpata on the grounds of name forgery, that it's deceitful, that the document he presented to the courts does not align with the document he presented to INEC. It's a fake document due to some name changes that Olumide Akpata used Olumide Anthony Akpata, and then in other documents he had the names of Olumide Akpata Osanovo. So it's just complicated, and I'm sure that this is coming from a place of spite. He wants to spite Olumide Akpata. And we know that some certain people tend to change their names as time goes on, and I don't see how this would in any way affect Olumide's Akpata's candidature in the state as the Labour Party governorship candidate in Edo State. So once again, Olumide Akpata has escaped being disqualified from the governorship race by the Federal High Court in Abuja. And I hope these politicians doesn't turn the judiciary into something else, because this is more like a judicial gamble by politicians where they approach the court to remove someone they know they are not comfortable with because of one personal issues or the other. They approach the court to remove that person. I mean, how can the court remove Olumide Akpata just few months before the elections? You should know that that's not possible. The court cannot do such. The party has chosen him to be the flag bearer. They've conducted the primary elections, which I'm sure you also you were among the aspirants, but did not make it. So why not, just drop the case and support your party's man, Olumide Akpata, ahead of the election. Support Olumide Akpata ahead of the election rather than praying to the court to disqualify him, because the court will not do such a thing, because the case filed before the courts, it has stated that it's invalid, and they would not nullify the candidacy of Olumide Akpata alongside his running mates. So my country people, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.